Hi guys, welcome back to my channel once again here on YouTube. Today I decided to bring to you a review, something I haven't done on my channel in a very long time, an itch that I needed to scratch, should I say. um, but instead of doing just one review, I decided I'm going to do a whole year in review. I'm going to break it down into 12 parts. So following up what I did a couple of years ago with the year of 2011 in WWE, I'm continuing on with 2012. I'll just do them at my own pace so I don't burn myself out, each part that is, and try and enjoy it as much as I can. I think last time when I'd done the 2011 year in review, it kind of took its toll on me, especially when I got like to SummerSlam kind of time, and I just wanted to wrap it up as quick as I could and kind of rushed the end of that, and I don't want to do it with this particular year. I want to try and enjoy it for what it was. And yeah, it had its ups and downs this year in particular, but we'll cover that as we go along, each pay-per-view one at a time, beginning with the 25th anniversary Royal Rumble. So this is the Blu-ray version released by Silvervision here in the UK. 12 BBFC certificate age rating there, jam-packed with Blu-ray extras as well, exclusive I might add. There's the disc, different artwork entirely to the actual front cover itself. So the front cover we have, from left to right, Chris Jericho, Kane, Zack Ryder, R-Truth, John Cena, Sheamus, CM Punk, Mark Henry, The Miz, Randy Orton, Daniel Bryan, I think that is, and Kofi Kingston. Sorry about the pause then, guys. I had to figure out who that was on the front next to Kofi. So yeah, we've got Sheamus's eye there on the spine, kind of creepy, but yeah. So here's the back. So what I'm going to do for each review is go over a few stats, then cover each match at a time, giving my own thoughts and opinions if I have any, and try and give them a star rating. So we kicked things off with a steel cage match, a triple threat steel cage match, beg your pardon, for the World Heavyweight Championship, as champion Daniel Bryan took on Big Show and Mark Henry. So yeah, it's fun to see them all come out from their entrances, and I love the 3-6 Mafia Mark Henry theme. It's always catchy, and I always like jig along to it. Awesome wrestler as well, Mark Henry. Definitely a fucking good powerhouse in my opinion, and I was kind of rooting for him in this match. Big Show, on his way out, he tried to hand a small child his beanie hat, but the child kind of freaked out, so he had to give it to the other child sat next to her, and it was quite a funny moment. And yeah, I don't know, I just thought I'd mention that. Anyway, in the ring then, the action, I expected it to be Mark Henry and Big Show against underdog Daniel Bryan, but he's not exactly an underdog going into this because he was world champion. But I was going like by size advantage, I guess, and it was pretty cool. Mark Henry, Big Show tried to incapacitate him straight away by wedging in between the ropes and the steel cage structure, which was outside of the ring apron, if you get what I mean, guys, and just kept ramming him over and over again. And it's funny to see Daniel Bryan trying to escape. Big Show quickly trying to grab his ankle and pull him back in and everything else. But to be fair, to his credit, Daniel Bryan, he fought like a champion should fight, and he did manage to get Big Show off his feet a few times. Sadly, I don't think Mark Henry played a really big role in this match. He was okay for the time he did put into it. It was mainly focused more on Daniel Bryan and Big Show. That's just my opinion, though. That's how it came across. And the finish came when Bryan tried to escape. Big Show had him again, caught this time by the wrist. And Big Show had him dangling outside of the steel cage. And Daniel Bryan managed to slip his way out of Big Show's grip on his wrist and fall to the the ring floor on the outside for the win and to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. It was an interesting finish, very very good, very smartly booked as well. The I did worry when Brian fell because I didn't want him to like injure his ankle or break his leg or something, because it's quite a drop from the top of that steel cage down to the ring floor. But thank God it was okay. And yeah, he was celebrating afterwards. Yes, yes, yes. I give that match 3 out of 5 stars. Yeah, it was a good way to open the pay-per-view up. Next up, we had a 8 Diva tag team match, which we had the team of Beth Phoenix, the Better Twins, and Natalia take on Kelly Kelly, Eve Torres, Alicia Fox, and Tamina Snuka. This, guys, I don't mean to be harsh. This was really terrible, in my opinion. I spent the entire match trying to work out which Better Twin was which by studying their move sets and seeing which one had the bigger move set. And I couldn't work out who was Nikki and who was Brie in this. They both had the same size attire, I guess. All right, I was checking out their tits, okay, for the purpose of this video. Sorry. There, I've said it. You pervert. No, honestly, guys, I couldn't tell them apart, but you can usually tell Nikki apart from her sister, Brie, because of the boob size. But I don't know what was going on there. It's like both of them had the same tight outfit on, and or ring attire, whatever you want to call it, like a teal colour, matching their teammates Beth Phoenix and Natalia respectively. But yeah, I was just distracted by that, trying to get that information to gather so I could tell you in this video, guys. That's what I put myself through. You know what I mean? I don't enjoy it sometimes. Well, you got to enjoy it, but you know what I mean? Jesus Christ. Anyway, as I said, yeah, this was a very terrible match. They should have made it, maybe booked it as a tag team instead of an 8 Diva tag, because it was just overbooked, in my opinion. I give it a 1.5-star rating out of 5. I feel this match should have been something that we could have seen on SmackDown or Raw, and it was just used to fill up some of the time, which could have gone into that triple threat cage match, I guess. But that's just my opinion, though. Or if not, just book it as a tag match. Have like Natalia and Beth Phoenix against Kelly Kelly and Eve Torres or something, instead of the way it was. But it is what it is. Sorry, and it was what it was, or whatever. But we've watched it. I've watched it even, and let's move on. Next up, match of the night, in my opinion, Kane versus John Cena. A match that I didn't usually see very often, with these two competitors put together. And I don't think they had many matches together. They may have done, but to my knowledge, I can't really remember watching many matches that involved both of those against each other. And it was brilliant, very evenly matched. John Cena just put up with a very strange crowd. I mean, you had your anti-John Cena fans booing him, and then you've got the other half cheering him. Let's go Cena, Cena sucks, that kind of, that kind of thing. But yeah, the finish, I was thinking to myself, a double count out, come on. This was a good match. I wanted to have a very good winner, and luckily afterwards it got even more exciting because we went backstage with both of them. They brawled backstage, and Kane managed to get the better of Cena. And while Cena was down near Zack Ryder's locker room, Kane proceeded to smash down the locker room door of Zack Ryder, who was in a wheelchair. And the only reason he's in a wheelchair is the Raw prior to this, I think it was. Uh, Kane had chokeslammed Zack Ryder through the arena stage thing, the entrance stage or whatever it's called, and yeah, kind of injured him badly. And John Laurinaitis, the then Raw general manager, I think he was. Apologies if I've got that wrong. Gave Zack his own locker room for that particular evening as a way of saying sorry, I guess. Trying to bribe him, I don't fucking know. But yeah, anyway, back to the story. Kane kicks down the locker room door, goes in, smothers poor Zack Ryder to make him pass out of whatever the fuck happened. Then he proceeds to wheel the wheelchair with Zack Ryder in still to the arena, back to the actual ring, sorry, and gets him in the ring, goes to tombstone him, and then Zack Ryder's girlfriend, Eve Torres, comes out, tries to plead and bargain with Kane, please don't do it, begging, or unless she was begging him to do it, I don't fucking know. Anyway, Kane doesn't care, just laughs it off, tombstones poor Zack Ryder. Out comes John Cena, who's now managed to recover from his beatdown at the backstage area, and then he receives a chokeslam from Kane. So Kane looking very dominant in this and looking very good. And yeah, it was quite exciting, and I did like what happened after the match had ended, because I was going to give it a bit of a lower score because of the double count out kind of finish. But I'm happy with the way it was, and I give it a 4 out of 5 stars. That's just my opinion again, though, guys. Next up, we had, which to me was another pointless fucking match. Somebody call me mama. It's Funkasaurus, Brodus Clay against Drew McIntyre. This was just a complete waste of time. I mean, we saw Brodus squash Drew McIntyre in just over a minute, I think it was. Both of these wrestlers could have been used in the Rumble match itself, giving time for Brodus to do his Funkasaurus fucking dance and Drew McIntyre to, show off some of his moves and everything when he came in. But it wasn't to be. And yeah, we had this squash match instead, which you could have had saved for an episode of Raw or SmackDown, same as that 8 Diva tag. Again, just my opinion. So I give this one a half a star out of 5. I was lucky to get that, to be fair. I was only entertained by the dancers that Brodus had with him coming out. The Funkasaurus dance or whatever the fuck it was called. But yeah, I was going to say good stuff, but it wasn't. It was a waste of time, to be fair. They both should have been booked as entrants or participants in the Rumble match itself. Moving on, we had CM Punk against Dolph Ziggler for the WWE Championship with special guest ring enforcer John Laurinaitis. This one was pretty cool. Both looked really evenly matched, and it was good to see them go at it. I didn't know who I wanted to win, to be fair. They both kind of deserved it, and even though Ziggler was a heel here because he had Vicky trying to distract Punk and everything outside, and then we wasn't sure if John Laurinaitis was going to try and screw Punk over, but in the end he kind of called it down the middle, fair and square, I guess, looking back on it now, up to this point, that is. And yeah, CM Punk retains, and if we didn't have to put up with a few of those annoyances, shenanigans or whatever with John Laurinaitis and Vicky Guerrero, and just had Punk and Ziggler go at it in just a straight fight, straight wrestling match or whatever, or maybe just have it as a no holds barred match or something like that, would have been cool. But we got what we got at the end of the day, and I was happy with it. I'm not going to moan about it. It was pretty cool, I guess. 3.5 out of 5 stars. I give that one. Yeah, and as I said, CM Punk retained, not Cena. If I said Cena earlier, I'm sorry, guys. I got Cena on my mind at the moment, and not in a good way, and not in that way either. Anyway, moving on. We have the 30-man Royal Rumble match. What I've done for this review is I've listed all 30 participants in the order they come out in, and I'll try and talk about each one if there's anything worth discussing, as each of them come out. So first out was The Miz, who drew number 1, and Alex Riley, A-Rai, was number 2, Miz's former sidekick or partner or whatever. And A-Rai didn't last too long. He was gone within a minute or so. So Miz was waiting for participant number 3 to come out, which was R-Truth. Again, another one of Miz's former partners, former tag team partner. And it was good to see those two have a little brawl together, that little moment, until the number 4 entrant came out, which was Smoke and Mirrors, Cody Rhodes. Yes. Pre-Crybaby. Well, I have to admit, it was very, very strange seeing this after all these years. But yeah, it was still cool though. Yeah, Cody coming out with the Smoke and Mirrors theme. And yeah, him and Miz did very well to last as long as they both did in the Rumble matchup, which I'll get to elaborate a bit more on those two later as we go on through the match. But yeah, next up we had number 5, Justin Gabriel, who to me didn't really contribute much to this. So I don't really have a lot to say about him. Primo, again, another one of those that didn't really contribute much at number 6. Number 7, Mick Foley, who took a while getting to the ring, just hobbled into the ring. By this point, all the shit he's put his body through throughout his career has come back to take its toll and pay the price, and he just managed to struggle to the ring and just slugged through the match, I guess. It's good to see him and everything. He received a huge pop from the crowd, and yeah, it was okay, I guess. Number 8 was Ricardo Rodriguez, who had a huge pop and bigger cheer from the crowd than what fucking John Cena did earlier. Let's put it that way, which again just confused the hell out of me. And Ricardo Rodriguez, I believe, was like the ring announcer for Alberto Del Rio, whatever the fuck he was called. Alberto El Patron, I don't know. Alberto would just say fuck it. And he wasn't there anyway. He was injured, but his theme music was used by Ricardo, who came out in this shagged out old fucking banger of a car. And like I said, he received a fucking huge pop from the crowd and they loved him. I didn't see the appeal, to be honest, but that's just my opinion, as I keep saying. Yeah, Mick Foley was trying to encourage Ricardo Rodriguez to, trying to eliminate some wrestlers and, really cheer him on. It was like a bit of an underdog, I guess. I don't know. But it's still like a fun moment because involving these two as well, we had number 9 entrant Santino Marella, who decided to, who's got the bigger sock, Mick Foley, kind of argument he wanted to have with Mick Foley, So they both whipped out their respective socks. So we had Santino whip out his Cobra and Mick Foley whipping out his dirty sock. And I thought to myself, we're going to finally see the dream match everybody wanted to see in WWE. We're going to see Socko take on Cobra. But it wasn't to be, unfortunately. The Cobra didn't get to strike the sock, that dirty, smelly sock of Mick Foley. But it was still like a teased comedy moment, I guess. And Ricardo Rodriguez was involved with that, with Santino. I think it was Santino who eliminated Rodriguez. Apologies if I got that wrong. I can't remember. I didn't write it down in my notes, that part, but yeah. Number 10, we had Epico, who didn't really contribute a lot. Kofi, who came in at number 11, beg your pardon. And Kofi did his usual acrobatic shit when he gets eliminated or goes to get eliminated. And so the Miz, which looks like goes to eliminate Kofi, and we have Kofi doing the handstand walk all the way to the steel steps, puts his legs back on them and gets back in the ring again. That's the only standout moment for Kofi in this entire Rumble match. Sorry, Kofi. You definitely deserve better, though, in this match. Bless you. Anyway, number 12, we had ring announcer Jerry Lawler enter the ring, and I just didn't understand why WWE booked this when they could have had Drew McIntyre come out in that place, or Brodus Clay, as I mentioned earlier, as that participant spot. Not really any highlights for Lawler, apart from, if you want to call it a highlight, Booker T constantly screaming down the microphone, who was also on commentary, "Get your strap down, get your strap down." What the fuck? Why do we want Jerry Lawler to get his old puppies out? Or what the hell is that all about? Booker T, what are you saying, dude? Think about it. Think before you speak. But yeah, there's nothing else to report with that. Lawler didn't last long, as I expected, and as many of you may expect him to have not lasted as long as he did. And yeah, he was gone quite quickly from the match. Number 13, we had Big Zeke, Ezekiel Jackson, who I feel should have had a better career run in WWE. His only big highlight, not from this match, but in his career, was that ECW championship win. I think he was the last ever ECW champion, if I'm not mistaken. Apologies if I've got that wrong, though. But yeah, this was a big guy. If he was booked correctly, he could have done so much and gone so far. And, he's just another one of those wasted talent, in my opinion. But yeah, that's just my opinion on that. He didn't really do a lot, though, in this match either, unfortunately. I kind of wanted him to get a bit further in this Rumble match, but, it is what it is. Number 14, we had Jinder Mahal. Number 15, the Great Khali. And Khali and Mahal had a bit of a brawl, I guess. I think the commentator said something about Khali and Jinder Mahal being brothers-in-law. Don't know what that storyline was all about, but I can't really remember that far back. And yeah, Khali took out Mahal and one or two others as well, I think. So he was better. Khali was better this year than he was in previous years. Booked better, that is, back to his old ways. Looked very dominant. Very good to see Khali in there, and I was trying to cheer him on, to get to the end. And yes, I kind of cleared my mind from everything that happened, like erased my mind from everything that happened from 2012 WWE. So I've gone into this kind of not remembering a lot. Obviously, I know who the winner was, but I tried to pretend that he didn't win, and then the winner that does win, that is, and that Khali could go really far and probably win. But, that's just me. Number 16, we had Hunico. I think I pronounced his name correctly. The only highlight was the pimped up bicycle he came out on. He didn't really contribute to the match a lot, or at all, shall I say. 17, Booker T from the announce team. Michael Cole was shocked, saying, first you, Lawler, and now you, Booker T. None of you guys told me you were going to be in this Rumble match. I must admit, I wasn't that pissed as I was that Lawler had got one of the spots in the Rumble. It was good to see Booker T and him as one of the participants. And when him and Booker T, that is, and the Great Khali squared up, that was a fun little moment. And I wanted to see that one turn into a bit of a brawl, but it wasn't to be. But they had a little moment together, which was pretty good. Yeah, and number 18 was next, Dolph Ziggler. Sadly, in my opinion, he didn't really do a lot. He was better off in the match he had against CM Punk earlier in the evening. Number 19, ho! Yes. It's not Sable either, sorry. It's Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Sorry, guys. I'm on one today. Yeah, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, USA. Another legend spot in the Rumble, which could have gone to somebody else maybe, but it's good to see legends. I'm not going to argue that fact. It is good every so often, I guess, as long as it's not overly booked with legends. But like I said, some of these spots could have gone to Drew McIntyre or Brodus Clay or somebody else on the roster. There must have been a lot of injuries plaguing the roster at this point, because some of the participants that come out, it just seems wasted. Anyway, what number were we on next? 20. All right, yes. And Michael Cole, the third announcer, ring announcer, or on the commentary team or whatever. He came out or he didn't come out. He was already there at ringside. Ripped off his suit and revealed his ring attire, just like Booker T and Jerry Lawler did. And he got in the ring, started throwing his fists around, and didn't land any blows on anyone. He was just like shadow boxing kind of thing. While all the other participants were too busy brawling with each other, he was just fucking around for like 30 seconds or so until the timer got to the 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, counted down to the next participant to come in, which was Karma, which some of you guys may know from TNA as Awesome Kong, which was pretty cool to see her. And yeah, she wasted no time taking out Michael Cole. Thank God. What the fuck was he even doing in the Rumble? Again, another wasted spot. Just my opinion. Yeah, Karma, who was taken out by Dolph Ziggler. Unfortunately, it would have been good to see her try and get to the final four, but it wasn't to be. Number 22 out next, Sheamus. Fella. We'll talk about Fella later. Number 23. Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better call somebody. It's Road Dogg, the D-O-double-G. It's good to see him. Bit of nostalgia there from the Attitude Era. He had a little moment, I guess, where he was just doing his little shake and... What was it called? Shake, rattle, and roll, or whatever it is? Or am I thinking of somebody else? I can't remember what he calls all that moveset now. But yeah, it was good to see him move around and fuck around and get the crowd behind him and that. Good memories. He didn't last long either, unfortunately. But it was a good highlight from the Rumble match, I personally think. Sporting a DX t-shirt as well, I should add. Number 24, Jey Uso, which was pretty cool to see. A younger Jey Uso into the Rumble match. He didn't really do a lot, though, unfortunately. Nothing really else to report on Jey Uso. I wish I could. But nah, he didn't really have any highlights. Just seeing him was pretty cool, I guess. Number 25, Jack Swagger. Again, another wasted potential of a good wrestler they could have done something with for this Rumble match. Yeah, I don't know what else to say, really. 26 was Wade Barrett, who didn't seem like he was in there and gone with a blink of an eye. The same could be said for number 27, David Otunga. Didn't really spend a lot of time in the match. Number 28, Randy Orton, who I feel should have won this Rumble. If not, number 29, Chris Jericho should have won this Rumble. Out of those two, that's just my opinion. Then we had Big Show at number 30, who I feel, he had his moment earlier in the show with the steel cage match. He didn't need to be in this. But then again, if you flip the coin on the other side of the coin, he does want to get his hands on Daniel Bryan's World Championship. So it made sense, I kind of guess, to have him at number 30. So we had the final four of Sheamus, Randy Orton, Chris Jericho, and Big Show. I feel that Cody Rhodes or The Miz deserved a top four, the final four, kind of finish, because of the time that both of those competitors had spent in this Rumble match itself. And unfortunately, they got eliminated early on. I can't remember who eliminated them. No, I didn't write that in my notes either. But yeah, that was kind of sad. I think it might have been Big Show actually. But anyway, um, yeah. So we had Big Show, Jericho, Randy Orton, Sheamus, and I think Big Show was eliminated next. Then Randy Orton. Then it came down to Sheamus and Jericho. I wanted Jericho to win by this point, and it wasn't to be. Instead, we had fella, the Great White, as he was called back then, Sheamus, picking up the Men's Rumble victory. I didn't have a problem with this. I don't mind Sheamus, but like I said, I feel Jericho or Orton should have won. Maybe Jericho more than Orton, thinking about it now. You know, having Jericho win a Rumble and headline Mania at this point would have been good. But congrats to Sheamus anyway. He's going to WrestleMania 28. But before we do the WrestleMania 28 review, we got to cover Elimination Chamber. And yeah, that'll be the next review, hopefully. So yes, the men's Rumble match, I was going to say, it is men's Rumble match still, but yeah, the Rumble match itself, I give a score of 3 out of 5. Obviously, I've mentioned the bonus content and everything else, but the presentation and the show itself for the 25th anniversary Rumble from 2012, I give her an overall score of 7 out of 10. Like I said, the men's Rumble could have been improved and booked a bit better. Like I said, some of those spots just didn't go to what I would say deserved wrestlers or ring announcers or color commentators or whatever the fuck you call them. Yeah, that's just my opinion though, guys. I hope you've enjoyed this review. I enjoyed watching it and trying to review it best I can. Like I said, I may seem a bit rusty on this review. I haven't done one of these for a while, but it was good to get back and do this again. So the next stop on the road to WrestleMania 28 will be the Elimination Chamber. I'm not sure when I'm going to cover that, but I won't leave it too long, hopefully. Give me a like, subscribe, comment, and everything else. And stay safe, and I'll see you again, fella. Goodbye for now.